How are we feeling today? And I would like to invite you to maybe say a couple of words. What are your intentions to be here at this workshop, and where are you from? So I get a little bit, I get an idea where we are from, who we are, and what we are looking for. What are our goals?
Good. Yeah, I'm feeling really good. Happy to be here. I'm just really just interested in learning just more about this subject. I did read the Tantric book that you recommended. I read most of it, and it is definitely super interesting. It's a totally different type of, love and relationship aspect that I just haven't really been exposed to before. So super, super, super excited to just, learn more and just understand implementation and all things like that.
I love it. I love it. I think this webinar is for people who wants to discover new techniques, maybe get an idea how to solve certain problems, and for people like you who wants more. I think it's a
Yeah.
really beautiful reason. I want more. Me too. I still want more. And that's why I still learn and practice. And every day, every year, it feels even more interesting. Even deeper layers are uncovered. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing.
Thank you
Thank you
so
for
much for
sharing.
doing this.
Of course. And thank you guys for your messages and the chat. And so Nathan said, seeking tools for deeper intimacy and connection. Danielle said, to clarify your meaning of tantric, to see if my definition is on mark, and to get back in touch with this frequency as I approach dating again. Oof, I'm celebrating you. You're on the market again, right? Keith shared that, hi, I want to learn. Oops. Hi, I want to learn how to improve my awareness and connection to myself and others. It is beautiful. It is truly heart-touching. Thank you for this. And Robert, hi Robert, good to see you, my friend. He said, I was at your Joshua Tree retreat. Yes, I remember earlier this year, and I just want to reconnect to the teachings and deepen the practice. Welcome, welcome back, Robert. I miss you. It was such a wonderful time together at the retreat. Thank you for joining. Thank you for reconnecting. Thank you for making space and time to contribute into your well-being and to learning new skills, maybe discover some new information and new tools that might be extremely useful. Yes. Thank you, my darlings. Well, it's 11:06. I guess if someone else will come a little bit later, um, it's still okay. I might be a tiny bit distracted by getting them access to the webinar, but we're gonna start right now. Welcome, 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 welcome. So honored to have you. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for trusting my energy. I know some of you already familiar with my work or with my other work. Tantric practices is not the only work I do. So thank you for trusting me in that. And for new friends, for new people who show up today, thank you for trusting your intuition. I believe our frequency attract each other. So you're here for a reason. And whether you decide to spend more time with me, learn my teachings, or find your own path, my intention for this workshop is to provide as much wisdom, as much knowledge, as much inspiration, so that with me or without me, you would go and find your way. You would go and find more. You would become even more orgasmic being, as being orgasmic is our birthright. It's a birthright of every single person on this planet. There is no exceptions. So, yes, and I would like to start with asking you a question, and then give you some numbers. So my question is, what is it in your sexual life, and again, I just want to step back and say that Tantra is not solely about sex and sexual energy, but we touch the sexuality part of Tantra, okay? Just to want to make sure. Tantra is a holistic teaching. Tantra is not equal sex, right? But we today going to discuss this important topic because sex is where everyone is. Yeah, so I would like to ask you a question. Is there any aspects of your romantic or your sexual life when you have some challenges? And it's a private question. Maybe you don't want to reveal yourself in the chat. If you do, please share with me. That would be very useful for me and to know how to navigate this webinar, as I have some structure, but I'm also flexible, and I'm intending to kind of dive deeper into the areas where you want to find the answers the most, right? So I want to be mindful. So if you feel called to share what's the most challenge in your romantic life, maybe it is a relationships or communication as well, or your sexual life, or your relationships with your body, for example, could be included too. Maybe your sexual organs health. If you feel called, please share it in the chat. Otherwise, it is okay. We can keep it private and you can just learn. And just to start, I want to give you some numbers as promised. That do you know that 75% of the women never achieve an orgasm through the intercourse alone? I mean, the vaginal orgasm, cervical orgasm. And 15% of the women have never had an orgasm at all, any kind of orgasm at all. 15% of the women. This is quite a number and made me so sad. Maybe so very sad to know that. I googled it recently and that shocked me. Yeah. The many answers of why our sexual life maybe not in the place where we want it to be, or we feel like there is more and we haven't discovered it yet, or we don't know how. It's because, yes, we intuitively probably just as a human being, we sense that there is more. We sense that we have a larger potential. We have a larger potential. And we want to find it. Just like the river wants to find the way to the ocean, to the bigger source, our souls, our nature, our Kundalini energy and sexual energy wants to find the way to the source as well. We want to be connected to something bigger than we are. And tantric practices and orgasmic states is one of those doors you can open and connect with the bigger source. And one of the teachers and founders of tantric teachings, Osho, he shared that sex is not a way for, I will just rephrase it, of course, sex is not the way to satisfaction or release, even though it can be satisfaction and release as well. But sex is the way to superconsciousness. And I highly recommend you to check his book, From Sex to Superconsciousness. And if you read this book from the beginning to the end, you will notice that there is not so much about sex, but there is a lot about superconsciousness. And that's how it's supposed to be if we look at this topic holistically. Sex and orgasmic state, elevating our spirit, rising our Kundalini energy, it's a must that we achieve the higher state of being, of understanding the reality in ourselves, the most important part, ourselves, the love of our lives, ourselves. Yes, okay. So it's the way to superconsciousness. It is not simply to satisfy, like, oh, I didn't have an orgasm, oof, now I have it, yay. So this is not what we are going to learn here, even though satisfaction, of course, is important, and having an orgasm is the first step to the superconsciousness. Thank you, Sarah, for your comment. You relate to that too. Yes, yes, I know we are here for a reason. Yeah. So, and a few other questions for you. You don't have to type it in the chat, but you are welcome to journal it if you have a journal and pen in front of you, or you can just answer it in your mind, or at least just ask yourself and give it time and space. Have you ever worried about your appearance in the bedroom, or whether your body meets social standards of beauty or whatever, attractiveness? Have you ever worried about that? Another question I would like to ask you is, do you ever stress about pleasing your partner or question your ability to satisfy them? I ask these questions because they are very common. Do you ever stress about pleasing your partner or question your ability to satisfy them? You're welcome to answer this question in the chat. Just journal or answer it in your mind. Just honest answers. That's all we look here. Thank you, Daniel, for your response. Daniel said, I'm very happy with myself and body. I do find myself finding certain things to be insecure about, especially as I age. Understandable. Thank you for sharing this. All we look here, by answering this question, all we look here is honesty. Thank you, Denzel. Denzel says that I always want to please at the highest level. This is very masculine approach at the highest level. Okay, all right. This is masculine and feminine energy, how different we are. And thank you, Denzel. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. A few more people coming. Welcome, welcome, Ashley. Welcome, Celeste. And everyone who joined later. So we're trying to answer the questions. The last one was, do you ever stress about pleasing your partner or question your ability to satisfy them? Just honest question, just honest answer. Like, yeah, I do actually, yeah. And another question, do you feel responsible for your partner's satisfaction? Some people say not really. Some people say, yes, I do feel responsible. And I just want to add my comments. The answers, those questions and answers are not necessarily has to be right or wrong, right? At all. It's not like, oh, you said that? Well, you're actually responsible, or the other way around. No, you're actually not responsible. You know, I'm not going to lead this questions and answers situation in that direction. It is just for us to know there is no right or wrong way. It is about to find out how I feel, right? And where my mind is. I would just only want to comment on the top of it. If we feel like we are responsible for our partner's satisfaction, that would add extra layer of pressure on our shoulders. Because, you know, the whole tantric way of making love is all about to dissolve your body, be in touch, be one with your partner, like synchronize breath, synchronize waves of energy between each other. So if anything else penetrates, any worries or any other responsibilities, right, any other weights on our shoulders are in our mind during that process, that would definitely take us away from actual process, right? That's my only note. I'm not saying you don't have to feel responsibility, you don't have to desire to satisfy your partner. And some people respond, I am very in touch with pleasure for my partner, and I get aroused by my partner's experience, so really enjoy the journey. I love edging for both of that journey. I love edging for both of us until climax or more for her. Then I can release if I feel cold in the moment. It is a joy to provide satisfaction, not a responsibility. Beautiful. Well said. Well said. Sounds really good to me. Yes, yes. And what Daniel mentioned about men getting aroused by partner's experience, it is very much true. And again, it's not true or false. It's just common thing that one of the teachers shared with me, that both man and woman, if we talk about straight couple, both man and woman receive pleasure from female body. I'll repeat it again. Both man and woman receive pleasure from female body. So yeah, thank you for bringing this, Danielle. This is exactly what the teaching of Tantra told us. Yes, men receive the pleasure from the female body. If she is orgasmic, if she is enjoying, if her orgasm kind of building up, men receive tremendous amount of pleasure just by watching, just observing the partner. And of course, man has his own orgasm as well, but receiving it from observing and watching a woman, it's beautiful and it's orgasmic as well, just as it is. Okay, thank you for your honest answers. Thank you for your honest answers. Really appreciate it. Okay, there are a few more notes. I just want to share with you another statistic that 52% of men experience some level of erectile dysfunction. Did you know about it? So basically more than a half. And approximately 40% of the men are impacted by this at age 40. And the number increases to 70% by age 70. That's quite a thing. So if you're still very young and everything is good, it's a perfect time to start working on it. If you're in your 30s, 40s, it's definitely time to improve certain things, right? To prevent future situations. And if you're in 50s, 60s, and 70s, it's definitely a must. It's definitely a must. And I have to tell you, some people say, well, at age 70, do I even supposed to have sex? Do I even supposed to have erection? The answer is yes. I mean, you're not supposed to, but you have ability. Your body is made that kind of way that you are capable of having sex at age 70. Like my teacher, one of my teachers, Mantak Chia, he is in his 70s for sure, maybe even more. Yeah, so he's still having sex. Looks amazing. It is totally possible. Not like you have to have sex at 70-year-old, but you can, yes. And for women, question: have you ever simulated an orgasm? And I definitely keep it private. You just can answer it yes or no in your mind, or you're welcome to share it in the chat as well. I can tell, yes, I did simulated it in my earlier times. Yes. And it came, I can clearly now see that it was coming from the place of, I also want to satisfy my partner, right? Just like man wants to satisfy his woman, I as a woman also want to satisfy my partner. When I see that his desire to satisfy me as a woman, I feel a pressure. Notice, right? This is a very important thing. Woman actually feels a pressure to feel the orgasm, demonstrate an orgasm, so that man can finally have his orgasm, right? So I was doing this, I was faking my orgasm, just not because I didn't care or something, or I don't know, or just I'm a fake person. No, this is not true. I was faking my orgasm to please my partner, because I cared about our relationships and I wanted him to feel good. So, you know, sometimes we have good intention, but we don't have a right tools how to explain. Instead of talking about it, let's say like, hey, I would like to talk to you about this topic, and it's important to me that maybe certain things we can do differently. How about we can experiment this and that, because I also would like to have an orgasm, and etc., etc., etc. Or I would like you to even release this idea to satisfy me every time when we have sexual connection. You know, this kind of conversations are hard for people. You know, someone just said recently, sometimes we climb the highest mountain in the world, but we that's how strong we are, but we are having hard time to tell our partners what we want in sex or how we feel in sex. This is quite a situation. It's and again, so emotional, psychological pressure on the woman when man wants to satisfy her, and basically she feels it or sees it or knows it for sure. You know, some men even can say like, well, I'm a great lover, get ready, baby. Like, are you coming? Are you coming? This is pressure for the woman. And you know what? You can all take good inhale and exhale. Tantra is not about that. When you start practicing tantric sex, tantric connection, both partners release each other from any pressure, any expectation. If orgasm happens, orgasm didn't happen. If it was 4-stage orgasm, or it was a clitoris orgasm, or it was a 9-stage orgasm, or it was a full body orgasm, but I achieved it, I didn't achieve it. It's too much pressure, and it all, right, all the pressure, as we know, takes us away from love making. So if it's possible, I invite you to release the idea of satisfying your partner. Release the idea of satisfying your partner. Whether you're man and woman, or woman, you don't need to satisfy your partner by demonstrating something that you are not really feeling, like faking an orgasm. And in fact, when we fake an orgasm as women, we inform our partner that what they do is correct, right? And when the man, you know, men's logic, men support me if you agree, disagree, men's logic is like that. If it works, if I see what I do, no matter how I do that, but I don't know details, but how I do, she is satisfied, I'm meant to do it over and over again because it works. Men fix or change things or do it differently only if something it doesn't work, if something is broken. Yeah, I don't know if men agree with me, but that's what I've noticed. Men do not change. They're going to deliver the same action, the same behavior, until we let them know that it's not working. And women, we are responsible for that. 100% responsible for that. If something we can be responsible in sex, it is for letting our partner know how we want them to love us, how we want them to touch us, to move. And that's maybe a very simple start. It's just about asking your partner to be present with us and just gently talk about it, very gently, because men are very sensitive when it goes to this topic. All right. Welcome everyone who came a little bit late. I'm excited to share more with you. There is an illustration that demonstrates how different we are, men and women. we are completely different. Even more, we are opposite when it goes to our energy, our bodies, and our energy and sexual energy flow, specifically sexual energy flow. Just want to make sure. There was a few questions about the energy. Is the sexual energy the same as the life energy? Is the life and sexual energy is the same as Kundalini energy, etc., etc., etc.? It's a quite complicated question. Eventually, in Taoism, we believe that there is one energy, right? Life energy, chi. And however, when it is born in our sexual chakra, in our sexual organs, we consider it as sexual energy. When we elevate it higher, we consider it as a rising Kundalini energy, right? So I would just say it's the same energy, but it is transforming into something else and gets even more qualities and capacities, and that's why we give it a different names. Or even like I can use as a metaphor this pot with water. Maybe energy is like a water. So at some point it is ice, right? That's why we don't call it water. It is ice, but it's the same water, right? At some point we call it water because it's liquid. And when the liquid is hot and boiling, it becomes steam, right? And now we don't call it water as well. We call it steam. So this is probably a very good metaphor for what energy is and what's the difference between sexual energy, chi energy, Kundalini energy, and any other kind of energies, right? So it's just transforming into something else, depends where it is and what is the surrounding, what's the environment for this energy and the way it was used. But the energy is the same. Energy is the same, okay? So let's come back to our basics. Some of you who went to my retreat already know it, but it'll be a quick reminder because it's very important for us to understand the basic things, especially for those who is hearing it very first time. So feminine energy, we've heard it many times, is associated with the water. It's flexible, it's movable, it's shapeless. Right? It can be transformed in anything pretty much. It can be boiled, it can be frozen, right? So it is a water. However, just in the nature of feminine energy is cold water. And that's what, if you Google it, you probably will find out that this important moment is missing. It's not just water, man is fire, woman is water, how simple, blah, blah, blah. No. Feminine energy is a cold water, and that makes huge difference. So masculine energy is the fire, yes, and it's clear men want to deliver an orgasm, they want to satisfy the woman, they want to win the championship, they want to become leaders, they want to build the house, etc., 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 right? They want to compete with each other. It's a man, it's a fire. And if we just look at the nature of water and fire, we can see the differences immediately. So for water to get warm, especially when we look at this picture, it's a big pot, it's a large pot. Imagine like, I don't know, like 50 gallons pot. How many gallons of water in our body? Quite a few. Large pot of water. And imagine like you want to warm up and even boil this water. How many minutes or maybe hour or so it will take? I would say approximately maybe 40 minutes to an hour, right? To get warm and to get real hot so that the steam start coming up. For the fire, as we know, the nature of fire is very fast, masculine, approaching. Fire can be started in seconds, literally in seconds. And that's why it's a huge difference. So women, cold water requires a long time to be warmed up. Men is quick and fiery. It takes only one spark for the man to get ready. And we're talking if man doesn't have any situation with health, with sexual glands, with prostate, and with erection in general, there is no impotence involved. I'm talking just in general healthy man, right? For the healthy man to get ready, it takes a second. Very quick, very quick. And we don't touch right now conditions again, something like when men overstimulate, overmasturbate his penis, especially overstimulating the head of the penis. There is also could be addiction to porn and many other things involved. So then my words make no sense. That those men can tell like, well, it take me like 40 minutes to even get hard, to even get halfway. I understand that, and just it'll be completely different topic. And but right now I'm talking just in general, healthy woman, healthy men. That's how we are meant to be. Just main difference, right? Main difference. So in Taoist philosophy, we believe when the woman is warmed up by the fire of the man, together, only together, they create a sacred steam. Sacred steam. It's a beautiful energy, and it's actually circulating. That's why it's so even more beautiful. It becomes a union. So you see, two things, fire and water, cold water and hot fire, can create one mutual creation, sacred steam. And that's what gives us a sacred orgasm. So this is the basic explanation how it works. Another picture demonstrates the energy flow in our body. Because we are so very different, our sexual experiences are also very, very different. And by the way, if you have any questions, just unmute yourself and ask me the questions, right? If I say anything that you would like to clarify, just let me know. I'm here to support and provide as much information as possible. So yeah, just unmute yourself, don't text in the chat. So as you see, I located plus in the female chest, in the heart center, and minus in the womb. And it's quite opposite, exactly opposite in the man. Plus is in his sexual organs and minus in his chest. Right. So I will explain what it means. So for the battery, for the electricity to start running between two loving bodies, we need to understand the energy flow. And we need to really start it. Like imagine if you putting batteries, just regular batteries, into a remote control. You know, you put plus and minus in the opposite, minus and plus. Otherwise, if you put plus, plus, minus, minus, it's not going to work, right? The battery will not work. The battery will not provide the electricity that's needed. And it's just a fact what we discovered in many traditions, not only in Taoist or Tantric or Indian Tantra. It's in many traditions. We know that women activation center is her chest. The womb is secondary, right? So just logically think why men as well think that when they stimulate female sexual organs with maybe kissing them or touching them or penetrating right away, they believe that they are activating the most powerful place in female body that is the most orgasmic, but it is not. It will become very orgasmic and amazingly pleasurable, but only after activating the plus center. And imagine for the man to be, again, for the healthy man, just for now, right? We can answer other questions later. But for the healthy man, if we stimulate penis, he might be ready in seconds. And now imagine a situation that woman, because she's cold water, she needs to be warmed up for at least 40 minutes to an hour, she's not ready. You can definitely tell that just men, you don't have to answer it or type it in the chat. Just yeah, you probably experienced that when you penetrate woman like in 5 or 10 minutes after you started making love, she is dry inside. She doesn't have her liquids ready. And that's also another sign. It's a message to every man. A woman is not ready. She's not even there. She's not even not even close to get ready. And it's quite harmful for the female body to be penetrated in this state. So for all the men, I hope this is a very important message now. And I also speak for all the women who did not have maybe information and resources, or just were afraid to anyhow upset their partner by saying such things like, hey, I'm not ready, I need it longer. So I'm speaking for all the women right now. We need a way longer foreplay. We need to be completely ready. We are not like men. Men think woman is ready because they are ready. I'm erected, so I'm penetrating. And also I understand the fear of the man, because look, if I'm ready, I'm erected, and now if I'm not penetrating like next couple of minutes, I might lose my erection, and this is a fear around it, like, wow, what I do? And it's a main panic for the most of the men. So first of all, you don't have to worry about it, and you don't have to be erected since the beginning of the foreplay, right? And I want to also read a little bit about the difference of the orgasm men and women have. So a woman's orgasm is completely different from men's. A man's orgasm can be described as a sharp peak, and a woman's orgasm looks like a series of upward rising slopes followed by one declining. Okay? So this is the main misunderstanding. We misunderstand each other since the beginning, who is ready, who is not. And eventually men don't really understand how the orgasm works for the woman as well. So a woman in orgasm can be described as a blooming lotus flower. So if a woman experiencing a complete orgasm, and we call it in Tantra a 9 level of orgasm, so there are very many of them. So a woman stages of blossoming until she finally opens up and surrenders herself to the man who served her. So there are very many stages of orgasm for the woman. And what is happening, how we discover there are 4-stage orgasm, 9-stage orgasm, full body orgasm, is because men, when they penetrate a woman too fast, right? Like I said in the beginning, she's not ready, but man is ready. And not because man wants to hurt woman or doesn't want to do more for the woman. It's just because in his logic, if I'm ready, she's ready, they penetrate. And they're also afraid to not to be erected for the entire intercourse. So they penetrate immediately to not to lose erection. Woman is not ready. And if she is lucky, if she had enough time, so maybe she will have 4-stage orgasm. Maybe if she is lucky, right? So if she is trained, but basically 4-stage orgasm, what mostly men consider as an orgasm for the woman is not the actual 9-stage orgasm. It's only 4-stage orgasm. It's when after stump stimulation the walls of the vagina start pulsating, and it's kind of the muscle spasm. It's a pleasurable, and even women don't know that it is not the full orgasm they deserve. It's very pleasurable, and it feels like an orgasm, but I wouldn't say it is like the main meal. You know what I mean, right? It's, if you know more about your body, woman, if you know more about your body, you would never be satisfied with 4-stage orgasm. You would never be satisfied with clitoris orgasm. It's literally just appetizers. So again, what's going on, talking about this misunderstanding, when men watches, let's say a woman doesn't fake it, she really feels that 4-stage orgasm, it's muscles contractions and it's pleasurable, man thinks that this is the orgasm for the woman and she's satisfied, and he basically has the right to also satisfy himself and finish their intercourse. In fact, the sad reality is the woman have never received the proper orgasm. And in the first place, because it's too short, and in the second place, because she doesn't know her body very well, what is the full orgasm for her. And third reason is the man does not provide enough long intercourse, enough time for the woman to achieve the 9-stage orgasm. So this is main things. There are many more as well, but it starts with this. So how do we do the proper foreplay for the woman, and at the same time not to lose our erection, right? That would be the question for the man. Julia, you speak very well, all sounds good, but how do I do that? So first of all, you don't have to be erected for the man. You can start with simple things, just like sitting next to each other and synchronizing breath. Women really need that moment of trust. Women are not turned on by things like grabbing their boobs or their booties or something like that. It may be interesting during the intercourse itself, during the love making. At some point, more spicy, more hot is great for a short period of time, for a limited period of time. But as a beginning, as a foreplay, it is not working for women. And in fact, and again, there are some exceptions, right? There is nothing wrong or right in Tantra. Tantra does not deny anything and expand everything, right? And transforms everything. So there are always exceptions, but I would say from counting on a statistic, most of the things that men think will turn women on are actually not the things that women really even like. Think of it. So I would invite you as a man, if you have a partner, you're seeing someone, etc., please maybe make a moment and ask your woman to guide how she wants to be touched, where, and really release any pressure from her to even continue that foreplay. Doesn't have to become an intercourse, right? There's a difference, because women, if we feel the pressure, okay, because he massaging me, touching me, doing this and that, kissing me the way I want, now I have to be ready, and even if I'm not ready because he did so much for me, I have to have sex. It's not like she doesn't want to have sex with you. It's just maybe she's still not ready, or it wasn't enough. So if you really want to have the most amazing love making in your life, I encourage you not to rush and release the pressure. Literally, maybe say it in advance, hey, I would like to try this beautiful foreplay just to learn your body, just to learn what you like, and we can just do these movements and I don't know, just go to bed after that and fall asleep. And if sex happens after this foreplay, it's beautiful. And if it does not happen, it is also beautiful. You spend the most amazing quality time together, most amazing time learning about your partner's body. So, the breast, the chest. So when you see the plus in a woman's chest area, So men think, okay, I'm going to massage her boobs, squeeze her nipples, like suck it, like bite it, like this is the plus, I'm going to start her fire, right? So exactly the term for it, female fire is in her heart center, and men's fire is in his sexual organs. So yes, it's her fire here, but it's in the heart. The breasts are important part of the sexual system for the woman, but it's not something that can be attacked or squeezed or played or something like that. And I also want to mention, some women actually complain about it a lot. Many women complain about it, that it was too hard. They, maybe men, you've heard this before, like, oh, lighter, oh, it's too much, or just more gentle. It is maybe just a few women really like it, but also I would say it is not healthy if a woman likes when her breast is squeezed, or could be like bites or something like that, or sucking. It's really unhealthy. And if you say like, well, when I birth a child, my child is sucking my breast. So yes, by the way, during the breastfeeding, female body adjusts to very specific, for short period of time, like 1 year or something around that. For 1 year only, female body can tolerate that. This kind of aggressive attacking approach to her breast. Yes, just for the survival of the baby, yes. But in general, as a foreplay, we don't do that. As a internal organization of the breast is very complex, very complex, and it's very delicate. There are so many, there's numerous of capillaries, nerves, lactation glands, lymphatic vessels, and other delicate structures of the breast that can be easily damaged by improper handling. So any damage to breast tissue can lead to accumulations and blockages. And as I mentioned, it's connected. It's considered as a one system. Breasts and sexual organs for the women is a one system. It's one system, not like in the man's body. For women, it's one system. So if we damage our breast, the entire sexual system is damaged. So really hear that. That's a scientific fact. And even such a delicate things about breast, for example, caffeine can cause lumps and cysts inside of the breast. And that was also another recent scientific studies. So if this happen, if there's any damage or either lumps or cysts in female breast, the entire female reproductive system would be torn out of balance, right? So a partner should never bite, never suck or pinch the breast. Contact should be limited to a very gentle kiss or kiss. Quite an information, right? All right. And again, guys, if you have any question, you need more clarifications, please let me know. And yeah, I'm happy. Like, say your question, speak your question out loud, turn on your mic. And I'm going to demonstrate you the proper warm-up. So women, you're welcome to turn off your cameras if it's on by any chance. You're also welcome to undress yourself for the proper massage. Men, you are welcome to practice it on your own body, or if you have your partner next to you, you're welcome to do it on your partners. And I definitely recommend to take off bra or anything tight that might, in general, it's not suggested for the woman to wear those bras, at least not every day. And massaging the breast would help to release the tension that was created by pressing it, with really uncomfortable clothes. So the first part of this, we just rub our hands and accumulate the energy. Until it is warm. You might do it a little bit more vigorously. And as I know, women will do it very gently. For the man, if you do it on your partner or even on yourself, so it is not a deep tissue massage. So basically it is energetic movement. So we need a little bit of touch of our skin or your woman's skin just to bring the attention, right? The actual work happens because of the energy movement. Okay, so place it in the heart center and start making circling movements. Very gentle, light as a feather. Light as a feather. And come back to the heart center and just massage the heart center right here. Trying to feel the texture of the skin. That's how gentle it is. As if you would be touching the petals of the rose. You only need to bring the attention to this part and come back. You can do it opposite way now. And as you see, I open my palms, right? And I don't touch nipples at all. Avoid nipples at all cost. A few rounds like this, and come back to the heart center. And again. So what I'm going to show you, there'll be a shorter version, but you can do it for 40 minutes to an hour. That's how much women needs to activate her fire, and always come back to the center. Now you can add a little bit more, like making the infinity movement with both hands. Always come, you see, like every movement we do this one or this one or this one, we always come through the heart center, and we always avoid the nipples touch. Nipples are beautiful and they can be touched, but later. Be patient and come back to the heart center. So we're going to add a few more movements, but always come back to the heart center. Heart center is what makes it all work. A few more infinity movements. And come back to the heart center. And for the man, you're welcome to take a sitting position behind your woman. My favorite is when it's a spoon position, men behind, where we both are on the right side, and man is behind the woman, and man breathes into woman's neck. Women hear him very well, and she can synchronize her breath with him. So they breathe all together. And it's not such a hard work for men because he can easily approach her breast with just one hand. So you don't have to do it with both hands, you can do it with one hand. So imagine like lying on one side, right? Behind your woman. Make sure it's the right side. We always protect our heart. And massaging. And always come back to the heart center. So I'll be just showing you the sitting position. Another simple thing, but it's not what most men wants to do. They want to squeeze it. No. I know it turns you on, but we just slightly lift it up. Just cupping. Very gentle. No squeezing nipples. Like literally, nipples are avoided, excluded from the beginning of the breast massage, from the beginning of foreplay. So very, very gentle. And think a little bit of what I've shared earlier about breast, complex structure, its sensitivity. If it can be damaged, it's crucial for a woman. It's just can destroy her entire sexual system. You would never have a pleasant sex with her. You can never satisfy her. And you definitely don't want to be a damage in her life, right? So very gentle. Yeah. Very good. And come back to the heart center. So any variation I demonstrated here, we always come back to the heart center. Okay, now nipples. Finally. How we touch nipples, that the woman for sure will like it. With open palms. Like this. And so gentle. So gentle. It's almost the space between my palm and my nipple. So it's not really, no. It is so gentle, kind of a space, you see, like barely touching. You can see the space between my palm and the breast and the skin. There is a beautiful phrase, less is more. Less is more, my friends. Some women might start feeling some sensation in the chest already, might not. I feel a little bit. It's a tingling sensation, but again, ladies, it will take you about 30 to 40 minutes to start feeling it stronger. And come back to the heart center. In the beginning, you feel it will take you longer to feel it. So in the beginning, you feel some tingling electrical sensation in your heart center, in your chest. And then it will start spreading a little bit lower to your sexual organs. And then you feel tingling sensation in your hips and in your vagina. So now mix it again with the same techniques. So it's going to be repetitive for like 40 minutes, guys. We're not going to do it today, the whole thing. But I just want to take a moment so you at least a little bit got a little bit of taste of it. So in 30 minutes or earlier, or 40 minutes or earlier, you start feeling tingling sensation in your hips and in your vagina. You might notice that your vagina starts producing some juices, and that's where you start getting ready. Breast is very powerful, very powerful. And if you wanted to help this energy move, men can spread it through the throat. You see? So we come back to the center. One hand goes to the belly. Don't go to vagina yet or clitoris. Do not touch any of those. We avoid clitoris and we avoid nipples for a long time. If you want to touch it slightly, only with open palms. Right? So activate the heart center, the fire, and spread it. Come back. Accumulate the energy and spread it. So eventually, when you do it long enough, everyone will feel it. Like some women say, what if I don't feel it? Everyone will feel it. Everyone. Tingling sensation, and you feel very horny. Ladies, very horny. So men, you don't have to be ready or erected for entire 40 minutes period. Okay, I'll stop right here. You don't have to be ready for entire 40 minutes period at all. You are ready when you hear that your woman is start like making some sounds or like you will feel like she's ready. She's basically begging for penetration. Then it's the time to penetrate. And another good tool, so most of the men, some men would still need stimulation to get erected, but for most of the men, what I've noticed, what I've heard, what I've heard is that watching a woman breathing and moving and being so ready and so excited, so ecstatic, so orgasmic, It turns men on that they don't even need stimulation. They're getting ready by the end of the breast foreplay. This is kind of interesting thing. So it is also, you see, saves you time. It's you don't have to experience any stress. And all right, so vagina is secondary, breast is first, vagina is secondary. There is a lot more to learn about it. The breast is the source of so many beautiful things for the woman and for the men to learn about woman as well. And there is many things I can share if you're interested. There is a course I will introduce you shortly later, course and one-on-one mentorship that can be discovered by you and practice at home. It's my daily practice, makes my day happy and radiant. Any questions about the first technique, about the proper foreplay? Simple, right? Yet powerful. And I would say most of the people don't even know that it exists and that it's necessary. Like when I say 40 minutes foreplay, like most of the sexes ended up in like 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes already. Like now you imagine you only do the foreplay for 40 minutes, right? Okay, I guess no questions for now, right? Okay. The next important things, it's for both men and women, and this part we are equal. When we talk about our inner organ fire, it is exactly the same. So our sexual energy is different, right? Opposite. But our inner organ fire, which is absolutely important for starting any fire. For women to start the fire in her heart, she needs a fire. And for the man to start his fire in his penis, he needs a fire as well. So there's a simple technique, and we call it in Taoism 3 fires. 3 fires triangle, 3 fires system. It starts very simple. You rub your hands and place them right on your heart center and make circle movements. You're welcome to close your eyes and just feel the warmness of your hand and smile. My teacher always says, smile with your heart. And now place your hand on your Tantien. It's a second fire. Where it is, find your my goodness, what's going on today? My goodness. So right below your navel, that's the word. Beyond your navel, 2 fingers, like this, 1 inch basically, right? Or plus minus 1 inch. 1 inch below your navel is your Tantien. It's official name for the second fire. So massage it with the circle and movements, massage your Tantien, and again close your eyes. You know those days, so many things in mind, we don't remember words, we don't remember what we are about to say. Feel the warmness. And the third important fire is our kidney area, as you see on the picture. So place your both hands with open palms on your right and left kidney, and also make circle movements. And smile with your kidney. In Taoism, we believe that organs are kind of naturally in conflict. If you put many people in a room, there will be conflict earlier or later. The same thing, like many organs in one body, we also should consider they might have a conflict. Rub your hands one more time. We do it 3 rounds. And massage your heart, first fire. So that's why we do it for our organs. We create peace between the organs, especially fire organs. Let's massage our Tantien, 2 fingers below your navel, It's our Tantien. Beautiful. And our kidney. And again, it's not just a static movement. Focus on the energy that goes from your hands and smile with your kidney. Smile with your Tantien. Smile with your heart. And this is the third round. Do it every day. It doesn't take a long time, right? You can do it anywhere. Anytime. It takes 2 minutes to accomplish. And if you are questioning why do we care about this, Tantien, please. Massage your Tantien. Well, 3 fires are the fires that activate our sexual energy, whether we are men and women. When the fire are not working properly, they're not starting properly or fast enough, we will have a disbalance in our entire sexual system. And kidney, please. Massage your kidney. Especially kidney, people with kidney problems, myself included, we have some moments and it's directly affecting sexual organs, sexual systems for man and for the woman. And that's why so many dysfunctions coming from that area. When we fix our kidneys, we basically contribute 40 or 50% of the success in our sex organs and sex life. Okay, 3 rounds is enough. So you're welcome to practice. This is very ancient practice. It's safe. And if you have any question, unmute yourself and ask. And the final practice I would like to share with you, because we're kind of running out of time a little bit. I think I'm gonna expand our webinar just tiny bit. But however, I really think this is an important part. So this practice, it's a microcosmic orbit meditation. It could be done before sex, but I recommend to do it before sex 100%. So just you embody it, you have at least experience, because during intercourse you are focused on so many things and it will not come to you naturally, I promise. So it's best to do it like we do it right now. So sit nice and tall, or you're also welcome to lay down at some point. And so you first learn how to navigate it, and then you can incorporate it in your love making. And for the man, it is especially important, because the prolonged sexual act is desire for many men, I believe, and is definitely desire for all the women, because the longer love making is, the more chances that the woman will have the proper orgasm. Then the more to get full body orgasm or 9-stage orgasm, woman really needs a lot of time. She needs a few of these movements. It's also rising up energy with, like I said, with the one final movement, right? So in case to achieve this, man needs to prolong his sexual performance. So this is the technique, how to prolong it and how to keep your minds busy, slow it down. So let's start. There are a couple of versions. Some people like to start moving from the heart because it's also a fire. I just like this practice. I like to start in Tantien, and you know exactly what it is. It's below our navel. So just close your eyes and breathe slowly. Take good inhale through your nose. Exhale through the mouth. And then with the next inhale, imagine that there is a light and warmness in your Tantien area, in your lower belly. And it slowly moves to your pelvic floor and your perineum. If you know where perineum is, definitely focus on that area. If you don't, just think of pelvic floor in general. And then this light moves to your coccyx. and along your entire spine, goes up to the top of your head. And from the top of your head, it goes through the spot between your eyebrows to your throat. And now you place your tongue, the tip of your tongue, on your soft palate. If you don't know what soft palate, just put your tongue on the roof of your mouth. For the stronger effect, you're welcome to swallow the light if you feel the light was coming from your head, from between your eyebrow, and through your mouth, through your tongue, swallow the light and send it to your larynx, your throat. And then light comes to your heart center and comes back to your Tantien. Now I recommend you to keep your tongue on your soft palate for the entire practice. And we start it again from the Tantien. We send the light to our pelvic floor, then to our coccyx, through the spine, the back of our spine, to our head, top of the head, and return it from the space between our eyebrows, the tongue connected to the soft palate, and the light goes through the tongue. You swallow it into your throat and send it back to the heart center and send it back to the Tantien center, your belly. And let's do one more time. From Tantien, send the light to your pelvic floor, to your coccyx. Through the back of your spine, the light goes to the top of your head. And from the top of your head, you send it through the space between your eyebrows and through the tip of your tongue that is on the soft palate or the top of your throat. You swallow it into your throat and send it to your heart and return to your Tantien. Beautiful, beautiful job. So this is a microcosmic orbit meditation. You can incorporate it into your love making to slow down, right? And if you practice, learn how to practice non-ejaculation, which is like the biggest part, basically the whole idea of the tantric teachings when it goes to sexuality, it's non-ejaculation. So if you practice already non-ejaculation and it's challenging because, you know, we have a tendency to do what we were doing earlier. So this microcosmic orbit practice will help tremendously to hold it, to slow down, to come back. And yeah, so instead of ejaculation in Tantra, we practice in-jaculation. So just long story short, that everything, all these orgasmic feelings and all the nutrients that men's liquids have, the sperm have, right? We don't have to ejaculate it. It doesn't have to be expressed externally. Can you imagine that all those nutrients, all that energy, it's basically there's the life in there can go inside. You can ejaculate. It is a tremendous effect on your body. Men look very healthy, very happy, younger, and pretty much never get sick. And another, and probably primary goal of it is the woman is satisfied because man can prolong his sexual act for hours as long as he wishes. Yes. Okay, that was quite a thing, and we're about to finish this this webinar, and I would like to hear your question if you have any. And at the very end, I would like to share a few offerings that I have for you, because I'm sure that some of you would like to discover what can be learned, what else can be learned. If you wish to expand these techniques and dive deeper, I offer Tantric Mastery Mentorship. It is a one-on-one work, and so we will be sharing powerful tantric tools and practices and techniques of Taoism and Tantra yoga, as well as developing a deeper understanding of your body, sexuality, and function of sexual glands. So very big topics can be involved in these teachings, and it's a customized journey. So you're welcome to text me or email me to see if it's that right fit for you, right fit for both of us. So it's a one-on-one work. Another option I offer is a pre-recorded course. It's of course not a customized journey, but it's based on what we want to learn. Most of the people want to learn, and it includes lots of most important basic things like understanding and harnessing sexual energy, techniques to achieve full body orgasm, advanced tantric techniques, exploring different ways to give and receive pleasure, methods and practices for providing and receiving tantric massages, and techniques to awaken and enhance your senses. So many other things, and it's a very beautiful pre-recorded course, 12 sessions total, so you're welcome to check on this offer as well. And there are a few reviews, testimonials from my retreats that I offer as well, and it is an in-person event. So most of them are happening either in Carlsbad, San Diego area, or in Joshua Tree. And it also can be done at your location, at the location of your preference. So if you want to join a group retreat, I have a Tantric Alchemy retreat. It is my signature retreat in November 15th through 17th in Joshua Tree. We have different options. It's for couples and singles, for solo participants and couples. So if your question is a journey to transform your relationship, it means like for a couple, it is actually for transforming your relationships with yourself in the first place. So yeah, you're welcome to check on that, and I will be happy to provide you with more details. Thank you, my dear friends. I will be in touch, and please don't hesitate. Don't think, how Julia is so busy. Send me a message. I will take my moment to respond, but I will respond to every message. Each and every one here is very important to me, and I'm so deeply grateful for you trusting me on this. Please go and use all the tools. It's proven Taoism exists for at least 6,000 years. So guys, those methods, what I share with you here, workable. Proven, they are workable. So go and try. I'm sending you lots of love. If you have any questions, send me. Other than that, have a wonderful rest of the day, rest of the week. Enjoy, stay orgasmic, and amen. Aho, ashe. I will see you another time.